Okay, Shalom Ubruche. We are continuing with where we left off. Sif Dalit. Likutey Moharan lesson 24, paragraph number 4. Before we continue, it's needed some just more introductions. To recap, but an introduction. Rabbi Nachman is going to call the area of evil, the domain of Tuma, we're going to see is going to call it Hechalat Murot. We heard it already a few times. We didn't see it inside the lesson yet. He doesn't, in Sif Aleph, he doesn't quote it even once. Sif Bet, he didn't say yet Hechalat Murot. He calls it the Klipot, the realm of the Klipot. Atzvut, right? The evil, but he didn't mention yet Hechalat Murot. Hechalat Murot translates as the exchanged chambers. What is that? That is what evil is. What is evil? Evil tries to switch good to bad, right to wrong, truth to falsehood, purity to impurity. That's the whole avodah of the evil. The evil is trying to take the good and to cover it up to make it bad. That's how it is in life. Life is that a person could do something good and right, but the Yetzirah makes him feel that he's doing the wrong thing. You're wasting your time. You're upside down. Okay? Yetzirah, his whole thing is to make a person feel doubts and skeptical about what he's doing, if he's doing the right thing or not. When you know you're doing the right thing, nothing in the world will stop you. What's the problem? Is Yetzirah convince you, you could be doing something else. You're not really fit for this. It's not at your level. Always you're going through a battle, subconsciously, mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, any level you want. You're going through a battle and trying to do something useful in your life. You believe you're doing the right thing, but Yetzirah says, instead of learning right now, you could be giving tzedakah, you can go to work in order to do achnasat orlim, you can do 5,000 things, and even when you're learning, maybe don't learn this, don't that, and when you're davening also, you can do this, you can do that. The Yetzirah is always trying to switch a person. That's why he's called the Heichal HaTmurot, okay? That's how it has to be. That's how it has to be. This is the main battleground of every person in the world, every Jew. This is called the battleground of Etz Hadat, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Adam Arishon fell in the initial test of the Etz Hadat, Tovara, the tree of knowledge of good and evil. And this continues to be the test, okay? You see people on the street, they should be happy, but they're not, right? People are busy and this and that. People should be happy. You see people now running to restaurants and they're stuffing, they're fussing, whatever, or people they're buying and they're not happy. You should be happy. If you're buying something, no, I'm not happy. The dress is not as nice as I thought it would be, and this and that. The person always complains. My daughter told me on Yom Tov, you had a good time with me on Friday, on the night of Yom Tov. But on the day Yom Tov was the exact opposite of the night. Everybody was complaining, the meat is so fatty and there's no meat in the meat. Next time, don't buy this number. Why did you buy it? You can hardly eat it. And there's so many bones. There was nonstop complaints. It was amazing. It was amazing. Like the night of Yom Tov, everyone was so happy and everything. The day, everybody was drowsy from being up all night. And then when you eat the cheesecake after being up all night, you're even heavier. You're even heavier because the nature of dairy is to make you heavy. So it's after you're having the hangover from the dairy, and then you come to the meal, you're not even hungry, right? You're just plutzing, you're just eating the Yom Tov meal because you have to, because it's a mitzvah. In America, it's probably even harder. It's 3 days. You're saying, let's get over it already. 3 days, no shower, and 3 days, no this, I don't know, whatever. Okay? So people are always complaining. It's crazy. You should be happy. What are you complaining about? Right? They say that is it half full or is it half empty? So most people look at the half empty, right? Like again, we said this many times. The Al Sheikh HaKadosh. Sorry, someone waiting in the room. 1 second. I'll let them in. Sorry. Al Sheikh HaKadosh, he says the nature of a person is to look through the pupil. The pupil is black. It looks black, right? How the pupil is black? Because the nature of a person is to look at everything negative, everything. You have everything to be happy about. You're an Eretz Yisrael. You have a mishpucha. You're married, whatever, okay? A person has so much things to be, until he got to that, what he went through, he should be thankful. And instead, he's just complaining. What in the world is wrong? This is coming from the Heichal HaTmurot. It's right. Me, without any external pressure, I should be okay. I should be happy. I should be besimcha. The problem is there's pressure. From who? From the exchange chambers. They're trying to switch everything always, okay? Always to make everything up and down. This was the initial test of Adam HaRishon, and this challenge goes through Israel, okay? The thing is, we have weapons to use throughout the history that are given to us to fight this battle. Okay, the classic example is like this. It says that when Adam and Chava ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, so the tumah of the snake, which is the tumah of the Etz Hadat Tovara, got stuck in Adam and Chava. What is the zuhama of the Nachash? It's this, right? It's the atzvut, afar, it's sadness, heaviness, being negative. That's the test of the snake. So it says that Kabbalat Torah, it's just amazing how it fits in. We're speaking about it because we just went through Har Sinai. Kabbalas HaTorah, right? Har Sinai, what does it say? Aska, zuhamatan. The zuham of the filth stopped. Okay? But then after receiving the Torah Sinai, Cheta Egel on Yud Zayin B'Tammuz, they got again the filth. The Jews again fell down again. What the light they received from Har Sinai, when there was Cheta Egel, the sin of the golden calf, they lost that. But then Chazal teach us when the Purim miracle happened, and it says in Megillat Esther, Ki'imu v'kiblu, right? That the Jews once again received the Torah that they received at Har Sinai, but the difference is now in the Purim they received it out of Ahava. The kibbutz of the Ahava. There by Har Sinai was what? Out of fear. Hashem kafa kegigit. Remember, he took the Har Sinai and covered the Jewish people and said, if you accept the Torah, fine. If not, I'm going to bury you alive. Right? Hashem said that. So as if they had no choice, okay? The thing of Purim, it's now receiving the Torah out of love because of the Purim miracle, because you see that Hashem saves a Jew no matter what they're going through. Right? Lehodia, again, the message of Purim is unbelievable. It's like for all around. Lehodia shekol kovecha lo yevoshu v'lo yikalmu lanetzach kol hachosim bach. Right? That's the whole idea of Purim. So now, how does this fit in? This is the challenge that we go through. Right? This is the challenge of Etz Hadat Tovara, is basically the challenge of Amalek, Haman Amalek, and we're going to see the challenge of Lavan. Lavan, the Arizal says, and Haman and Bilam, they're all connected. Lavan, Haman, Amalek, and Bilam, they're all one klipa. We said this many times already, I'll say it again, that there's a type of spelling out, which you can write it in two ways and shows the connection. If you take Amalek, right, so it's Ayin, Mem, Lamed, Kuf, and directly underneath it, you write Bilam, Bet, Lamed, Ayin, Mem. So you have two combinations of Bilam, Amalek and Bilam. You have Amalek, Ayin, Mem, Lamed, Kuf, and then Bilam. And then you take the Ayin, Lamed, of Ayin, Mem of Amalek, and the Bet, Lamed of Bilam, and you have again Bilam this way. Okay, take the first two letters of Amalek, so it's Ayin, Mem, and the first two letters of Bilam, Bet, Lamed, and I have a new combination of Bilam, and then I take the Lamed Kuf of Amalek and the Ayin Mem of Bilam, and I have again Amalek. You got that? Rav Nosson brings this down. There's a type of, not a gematria, but a way of writing out names, and you have different combinations, like what Arachim does. You know, Arachim try to find hints in every 10th letter, every 24th letter, every this. So there's also like this, where you write the two words, one on top of another, and it's exact same amount of letters, 4 letters, 4 letters. So you can read it like this or like this. Okay, two groups like this, or one like two groups like that. Rav brings this down to show that Bilam and Amalek, Bilam being the grandson of Lavan. Okay, Bilam and Lavan are the same Gilgul, Arizal writes. And Bilam and Lavan also give the koach to Haman Amalek. Because you remember the famous Chazal, we said it hundreds of times. Haman mina Torah. Where do you learn Haman from the Torah? The Gemara, all of a sudden, I think it's Masachet Megillah. They want to show you where the story of Megillah is hinted to in the Chumash. So they show you where's Haman indicated, where's Mordechai indicated, and where Esther is indicated. For Haman, what does the Gemara say? Hamina etz. Remember when Adam and Chava ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil? So Hashem asked Adam, how do you know you're naked? Who told you you're naked? Could it be Hamina etz? Could it be that from the tree that I told you not to eat from, did you eat? So the Gemara says Haman mina Torah. Haman hey mem nun is the same letters as Hamina etz. So Haman is not the tree, but he's from the tree. He's part of the tree. He's the evil of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Lavan is even more dangerous. The clip of Lavan is even more dangerous than the clip of Haman Amalek. Right? Like we say in the Haggadah, Arami Oved Avi. An Aramean, Lavan Arami, sought to destroy my ancestor Yaakov Avinu and everything. That's worse than Haman Amalek, okay? Because he's at the root. Why is Lavan Arami more dangerous than anybody else? Because he's very slick and sly. He changes. He represents. Rabbi Nachman shows in lesson 19. I think we did it once a long time ago. That Lavan represents the tree of knowledge of good and evil. What does it mean, tree of knowledge of good and evil? But the good and evil is mixed. That's Hechalat Murot. The exchange chambers it can switch in a second. Good, evil, good, truth, falsehood, purity, impurity, right, wrong. It's always changing. It's changing. It's called the chambers of exchanges. Why is that? Because they drive you nuts with the constant changes. Just let me live quietly. I just want to serve us quietly. No. You have to go through this battle. Should I do like this? Should I do like that? And this person's driving me nuts and this, and there's non-stop pressure to make you always confused and upside down until you say, I can't understand. It's a rule. The Muslim writes this. It's a scary rule, but it's an axiom of life. It's part of life. Whenever you do good, you get hit afterwards. There's no such thing as doing good and okay, fine. You get hit afterwards and begin to wonder. I do something good and I get hit for it. So what does the person begin to say? The nature of this, I don't need this. Like you say, lo mi dubshech, lo mi uktzech. I get hit for doing good. I don't need your honey and I don't need your sting. Just leave me alone. Let me die in peace. Right? That's what the Yetzirah wants you to say. This is how it is in life. It's a test. You do good and you get hit. Rabbeinu Likutey Moharan, he says, this is the way of Hashem that we can't understand. The big tzaddikim, they do good and they get punished for it. He gives the classic example of the Arizal, who didn't want to reveal a specific secret. We went into this once, if you remember, the Tikkun HaTali. He didn't want to reveal a specific secret to the Chaim Vital, where the Zohar talks about the concept of the ayala, the ayal ta'arog. The ayal is the type of a deer. And there's deep secrets that Rabbi Shimon says, this is so deep, we don't go into this. And Chaim Vital pressed the Arizal to reveal to him the secret. And Arizal said, it's too dangerous. But he kept on pressing, and the Arizal had to reveal to him because he said, I came to this world only to fix the neshama, to rectify the neshama of Chaim Vital. He revealed to him the secret, and right after that, the Arizal's young little boy got sick and died. He's there buried in Tzfat. If you go to Tzfat, you have the Arizal of Shlomo Alkabetz, and you have there the son of the Arizal. There's a cover to the right of the Arizal, I think his name is Shlomo ben Arizal, or Moshe, I forgot exactly his name. We see the Ben Shal Arizal is buried over there, okay? Rabbi Nachman says this is how it is by tzaddikim. He said about himself also that for all the good that he brought from Yisrael, he also lost his wife, his first wife, and kids and everything. That's the tzaddikim. On a small level, your daily struggles to try to do something good. Some people, they get hit every blue moon, every month. Some people get hit every week. Some people get every day. Some people get hit every hour. Some people get every minute. Okay, depends how powerful is the good that you're doing. The more good you do, the more you get hit. And what's the challenge? What test? So I shouldn't do good. If now every time I do good, I get a patch afterwards. I don't need this. What do I need this for? This is a major theme in the next lesson, lesson 25, but it's also touched upon in lesson 24. But people make a mistake. The guy's davening, finally got to daven gishmak, an amazing davening, and then he has a crash. And Rabbi Nachman says there at the end of lesson 25, Chasidim to'im, you can see it inside. The Chasidim make a mistake that after, they have an amazing hitorut and serving Hashem, that they have a crash. So what do they think? I did it. I'm worse than before, and I'm just lower and far. And he says it's this exact opposite. You went up a level, and the indicator that you went up the level is that you get the patch afterwards. If you get no patch afterwards, then you have to worry. You hear that? It's when you get a patch afterwards, that's your sign. I'm doing something good. Again, even on this, Yetzirah can play games. If you know this rule, okay, I know this rule. So the Yetzirah also let you do something wrong and hit you afterwards and convince you were doing the right thing. It's okay. It's okay. Like, some people, some cults, they try to convince their followers, this is happening because you're doing the right thing and they're doing something wrong. But to keep them in the group, this is the encouragement you're getting. This is the way, Reverend Austin says, just as in Kedusha, there's rules, Also in the Tumah, there's also rules. They copy. It's like a monkey. They copy the rules. But in Kedusha, when you know for sure you're doing something right, how do you do something right? Rabbi Nachman said it like this. Don't go crazy over, I should have done like this, I should have done like that. If you're doing good, you're okay. Anything you're doing that you know is within the parameters of the halacha, you're within the parameters of Shulchan Aruch, okay? You go to work and you start saying, I shouldn't say work, I should be learning Gemara all day and this and that. Are you doing something wrong? No, you're working in order to have a tzedakah, parnasa, Talmud Torah, Shabbos, okay? But the person is going nuts, I shouldn't be doing this, I shouldn't be doing that. And people are like that. They're going nuts nonstop, that they're always doubting if they're doing the right thing. Rabbi Nachman says, stop, think you don't have to doubt. As long as you're not going against halacha, you're doing the right thing. You hear that? You're doing the right thing. Don't go crazy. Don't drive yourself. If you have a way, you're doing things. You shouldn't, afterwards it didn't work out. And the other guy did that. I should have done like him. Look how he's matzliach. Now I know for next time. And in the time you're eating yourself inside out because right now you feel like you didn't do well. He said, stop. You did the right thing. So that's it. You did something which is right. That's the right thing. You know you're within the parameters of Shulchan Aruch. Okay? This is the test of Yechalat Mord. This is Lavan. It's like a constant attack every day. It's crazy. Arami Oved Avi. And Arami Lavan, he wants to destroy Oved. Okay? From him, Haman is Mina Etz Hadat Tovara. Haman is from the evil of the tree of knowledge and good and evil. That's why he's not as dangerous as Lavan. Because Haman, Amalek, he's just bad. He's just evil. He gets his koach from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, from the evil of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Lavan is more dangerous. The klipa of Targum, the klipa of Lavan, is even more severe because he's always playing games with you. He comes with a big shtramo, right? The Lavan Amalek, Lavan Arami, he has a big shtramo and the long payas. He comes dressed like Rabbi Nachman says in lesson number 1, Likutey Moharan. He comes dressed in mitzvot. He comes dressed in mitzvahs. Okay, that's how he gets a person. If he comes as a rasha, you're for sure not going to listen to him. How does he convince you? Comes with a big shtramo. I like saying like that. Shtramo, is that right? Big shtramo. Okay, he has a big shtramo. Okay, and he comes with the kedusha in order to bring you down. Because that's the only way you're going to listen to him. That he comes with a shtramo. If you come to him with a yo man with the rings, the ghetto blaster and the raps and everything, you're not going to be so convinced to follow him. It's just to come from the Kedusha, from the Yiddishkeit, from the Frumkeit and everything, belongs to skipping rope bayas, yes, the nice payas, the long ones with skipping rope, the phone cords, okay? That's how he gets you. That's Lavan, that's not Amalek, okay? Amalek was taught in Shmuel. It was a shape changer, right? With Agag, you remember? Agag, that Shaul didn't listen to Shmuel Navi. He told him, kill everyone. When you capture the Amalekim, it's the opportunity now to wipe them out. You kill their animals, the women, the children, the elderly. Shaul didn't listen. He kept Agag alive because he's too old. And he kept the nice, fat cows as korbanot for the Beit HaMikdash. These cows were who really? These were Amalek, female, woman, Amalekite shape changers. Kishuf machers, that they knew how to do kishuf, sorcery, witchcraft, and they changed themselves into the cows, and they were together that night with Agag, and they slept with Agag, and from one of them came forth an ancestor, because they escaped. These parot afterwards were let free. They weren't killed afterwards. They were able to go out. And from that relationship with Agag came eventually the ancestor of Haman. Haman came from Agag, Agagi, from Melech Agag, because of that night, because Shaul didn't listen to Shmuel. So Haman Amalek uses sorcery to also, because we know Amalek is Gematria, Safek, out, right? The koach comes from Lavan. Lavan is the root, okay? Lavan is the root. So now let's go back to what we touched upon last week, okay? Let's, again, just we'll do this quickly. Paragraph number 4, okay? I'm just reading again, okay? And we went through this a few times. I'm sorry, this is new. We went through this last week, first time, okay. And now through the arousal, that when a person does the mitzvah with joy, that now his feet get moving, the feet of the mitzvah get moving, which means that now that the mitzvah has momentum to get the creation to wake up. We went into this a lot last week in detail, that is a big thing to to worry about other people, about getting the whole world to serve Hashem. So if you have to know how to do it. That's the whole thing. So that's Hitorut, which is through the halicha, the walking of the mitzvah, because that means the mitzvah goes to the level of the sfirot, which is like the legs, which corresponds to the